and welcome to Let's Shop Cake Live. So it's lovely to be back again. It's been a bit of a while, but we are here this morning to go through some of the new stuff that we've got here for you. So it's lovely to see you all. Thank you very much for tuning in on a Saturday morning. The sun is now starting to come out, so maybe we might even get quite a nice day out of it. You never know. So today we're going to be showing you lots of bits of new cake decorating equipment that I have come up with, and give you some various demonstrations on some of this stuff as well. If you're not able to stay with me for the entire live, so the live will go on for a couple of hours, you will be able to go back and watch it afterwards. So if you've tuned in late or you tune in and then you have to leave, don't worry, you can always come back and watch it later on. So I'm back from my holiday now because I've been off for a while, but I am now back and we're going to be doing lots of new and live demonstrations over the next few weeks. So they'll see lots of things being scheduled, and I filmed lots of TikToks because we like those. They're very quick tutorials, so you will see loads of those coming out next week. So I was filming all day yesterday, so you will see lots and lots of things appearing on this page. So good morning to you all, thank you very much. So this is live, we're live on Facebook, we're also live on YouTube. So if you haven't been on my YouTube channel, I'll put that up there now so you can see it. So if you are having any problems watching on Facebook, it is available to watch on YouTube as well. Please, you are welcome to ask questions, add comments, as long as they're nice comments, obviously. No, can't turn that off now. What am I doing? I don't know. I need retraining, you see. So don't forget, I haven't done this for a while. So there's a few buttons here to press. I did do 2 lives earlier in the week, but that means nothing because I literally had to switch the camera on and paint. So the fact I now have to do a bit more is going to be interesting. But anyway, we'll see how the morning goes. So we're going to be looking this morning at the cake school first. We're going to run through some of the new things that are happening with the cake school, and then we're going to be talking about some of the new products that we've got coming out as well. So it's a very busy time at the moment. I've got a wedding this afternoon, so there is also weddings going on as well, so lots of useful information there. Don't forget as well, we also do have I've got a semi-naked wedding cake today. If you are interested in making one of those, we do have a tutorial for that as well on the cake school, so you will be able to go and have a look at that if you are already on there. So today, if you do place an order, we are happy to combine orders over the weekend. So if you place an order today and then perhaps forget something and want to order something else later on, as long as you do it before 10 o'clock on Monday morning, we will place those orders together. So if there are some things that are limited supply that I'm not going to have in again, so I will tell you what those are as we go along. But if you do want to purchase more than a couple of things over the weekend, you will pay the postage at the time, but we will refund it when everything gets sent out. So don't panic from that point of view. Right, okay, so let's have a little look at the cake school first, my favourite place. There we go. So Let's Shop Cake Live is all about products, but obviously we are from Tracey Mann Cake School, so this is our cake school part of Let's Shop, where we talk about some of our classes that we've got. That's our website, so it isn't part of Let's Shop, it's a completely different site, and it's up on the screen now, which is traceymanncakeschool.co.uk. And we run this by either being able to purchase our classes, so you can buy them and keep them, or you can join as a monthly member, which starts at £6.75 a month and at the most is £12.50 a month, or you can buy an annual membership and have access to it all year round, which some people have done as well. So there's a bit of a variety going on there. So we have got some new classes coming out shortly, of course. So we have the beach one coming. Now I did put it out here somewhere. This is our next class. There we go. Let's turn that round so we can see it. So this is our next cake painting class that's going to be coming out. There we go. Hope you can see it. So my glasses are always misted with icing sugar. It doesn't matter how many times I clean them, but anyway, there we go. So let's turn that round there. This is very appropriate, isn't it? Because the summer's coming. So this is our beach scene class. This class is going to be coming out on the 10th of June. So that's next weekend. So we won't be live next weekend. So I'm showing you now what it's going to be. So this one is coming. This is a cake painting project. So that means you can obviously buy the class. So you can go to the cake school and buy it, or you will get it if you are a gold or silver member. So my gold membership, which is £12.50 a month, includes everything. So that includes all your cupcake bouquets, royal icing, chocolate, airbrushing, and all the painting classes. The silver membership is just all cake painting. So if you're a gold or a silver monthly member, the silver monthly members pay £10 a month. They have got access to this class as well. So what will happen is on Saturday morning next week, it will appear in their accounts and they will be able to access it from there. But if anybody else would like to buy it, then you can of course go to the cake school to do that, or you can sign up as a monthly member. Now you have control over this membership, so if you want to join for a month then leave, that's fine. If you want to join for a month, you leave for a couple of months, then come back again, you can do that. You have control over this membership. This isn't something that you've signed a contract and you have to be with us for a year, unless of course you sign up for annual membership and then you are stuck with me for a year. Other than that, you can just come and go as you please. So if you do fancy access to this class to have a go at it, it is under silver or gold membership. A lot of people with gold membership, we have like a closed Facebook group that's around the classes, which is a very interactive group. They have lots of extra lives and all sorts of things, so it's really quite nice for if you want to join as a gold member, because it is a community as well. So there we are. All right, so let me put that up a tiny bit closer so you can see it. I'll do a little here we go. Let me try and do a little. I've got to make sure I'm going the right way. It's that way, isn't it? It's always backwards to me. There we go. All right. Ooh, I think it's a bit on the wobble. And there we go. So this is the next class coming out on the 10th of June. So I'm going to put that down there now so I don't drop it. I've got so much to talk to you about today. I'm going to have to keep going at quite a pace, I think. The next one after that is a really classic blue birthday cake. It's a very simple design. It's ideal for particularly I'm going to say men, but obviously if you like nice simple cakes as well, then you'll find this one. Now this has all been done in sugar paste. It's a really nice project, this one. It's very simple, it's very effective, very straightforward. And if you're looking at sort of having a little go at just, you know, having a go at doing some cake decorating, this is a project that gives you all the real basics. So it's going to show you how to prep all your cakes, get them all straight, get them covered, and then put this decoration on at the end. So this one is coming out at the end of June, so you've got that one to look forward to. So I'm looking forward to that one coming out. Soon after that, we're back to cake painting again. And we will, because obviously we are mainly a cake painting school, although we do seem to have absolutely everything going on here at the moment. We have everything going on here at the moment, and we will be looking at this one at the beginning of July. Now this is obviously an elephant, so I hope it's an elephant anyway, and this class will be coming out on the 8th of July, I think. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, 8th of July, there we go. Now this is quite a tricky paint, so this one I'm recommending for intermediate painters to advanced. It is quite a tricky paint. It is a lovely paint, it's a very nice paint, and if you're very enthusiastic about your subject matter, which is what I always say for cake painting, if you enjoy painting an elephant or if you enjoy painting dogs and cats and that kind of thing, you will tackle this because you'll feel you really want to do it. I think sometimes the subject matter is actually quite important. If you love it, you'll give it a really good go. So I'm going to bring that one up close now so you can see it a bit clearer. There we go. And I'm going to just turn it that way as well so you can see it. There we go, it goes right round to the back of him in the water. It says an elephant in the water, basically. He's very sweet. And turn him back round there. There he is. So again, that is a new painting class. So again, if you're a gold or silver member, that will go straight into your account on the 8th of July. If you want to purchase the class, then obviously you can go to the cake school and just purchase it outright. You can buy these now as pre-orders, which means that when it comes to the 8th of July, we will put them, we will sign you up and send you a link so that you've got your class. So if you want to pre-order it, you can do that as well. So this is another one for next month. Let's go right round the back of him there. I did go almost round the back of the cake. I didn't feel like it was necessary to go. There's a tiny little gap at the back there. You can see if I turn it round. There we go. Is it harder than the tiger? Maybe. Do you know, he's quite tricky actually. I didn't think it would be as tricky as it was, but he is quite tricky. I don't think he's any harder than the tiger. So if you've already done the tiger, you'll be fine with the elephant, don't worry. But yeah, he's quite tricky, but he is very sweet. So if you want to have a go at doing the elephant, then that class is coming up in the beginning of July, or for gold members or silver members, it will be, yeah, in their accounts. There we go. Has everyone got that? I'm going to put it back up there so I don't lose him. And then the other thing which I've been tackling over the last few months has been cupcake bouquets. So we've had a huge amount of cupcake bouquets put onto the site. The most important thing that I've been trying to do, apart from obviously we've had some lovely huge bouquets, they look absolutely amazing, is also to have another idea of how to present them. So I've been looking at different ways in which we can show our cupcake bouquets in a different way. So we've had the wreath already, and now we've got our planter. So this is a new one that's coming out. This is going to be suitable for beginners. It's really lovely and straightforward, but it's super effective. It really is. I'm going to show you overhead if I can get this camera up high enough, but then I'm going to hold it up so you can see it as well. So I'm just juggling everything. I've got stuff everywhere as usual. Typical Let's Shop. There we go. So this is the hydrangea pot. So this is our beginners class that's going to be coming out at the end of July, and it's in a planter. You can't see the planter at the moment. I will take it out in a minute and show you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But this is a really lovely, straightforward class. So if you've seen lots of my cupcake bouquet classes and thought, absolutely not, that's too hard for me, this is not going to be too hard for anybody. You're going to find this is going to be completely achievable. Now, you are going to see shortly on some of my social media, we're going to be teaching this as a class in person, but we also obviously have access to it on our online school. So if you're already a gold member, then you will get access to this class. It's only gold members for this one, because they get all the cupcake bouquets, they get everything basically. So let me come back on and I'll show you what it actually looks like. There we go. So that's the planter that it's in. So we've got it in this really nice sort of wooden planter box. Now we have got these on Let's Shop now. We've just started to stock these, and that's the planter in there. And I just think that's a really nice gift for somebody. You can hand it over and go, there you go. And if you're really clever, you can say, if you don't want the pot, can I have it back, please? And then you can do it again. But it is a really nice little pot for cupcake bouquets. If I just tip that forward, you'll be able to see it. So this is on Let's Shop. The class is on the Cake School, and it will be coming out at the end of July, but it is a really nice one to do. We also have it as a in-person class. We're starting to run in-person classes. I've joined forces with a lady called Debbie, who runs the cake shop in Wendover, which is just down the road from me, and we are starting classes in a pub, so in Buckinghamshire. So we will be running this class as well. But if you don't live near me and you want to have a go at it, then obviously that's absolutely fine. You can still log in and do it all there. So there we go. So that's our new class there as well. So 4 new classes coming up, 4 to look forward to. So we've got the beach class, we've got the hydrangea pot, we have got the blue cake, the blue birthday cake, and we have got the elephant as well. So there is an awful lot of stuff coming at once. I'm also been adding in bits and pieces as I go. So for example, we had the Union Jack tray bake. And amongst all of this, other things will start to appear, because we've got our set schedule, but we've also got things that I go, yeah, let's put that in there. So extra things are being added all the time. So despite me saying just 1 project a month, it's minimum 2 and sometimes 3. So it has been quite a galloping pace over the last few months, but there is definitely more to come, more tray bakes and things. So you will see lots of other things coming. So if you are interested in joining the Cake School, there we go. The address is up there for you now. If you have any questions about the Cake School, then do get in touch. I'm more than happy to help you with them, and hopefully we will see some of you on there for doing some of not only the projects we've got already, because we've already got over 100 classes to choose from, but also we will be able to get you involved in what we're doing. It's a really nice environment. Our gold membership is fabulous. We have loads of people on gold membership and they're all lovely. They all chat to each other, and also they make suggestions about classes they want to do as well, which is something I'm more than happy to do. So we have been looking at lots of other painting projects, and we have got new painting projects coming. In fact, we've got a schedule right through to February at the moment next year. So there's lots and lots of painting ones to come. So if painting is the thing that you really want to tackle, then we've got lots of those coming, and obviously we are still maintaining the cupcake bouquets as well. So lots coming up there, and I've got a really nice cupcake bouquet to show you this morning when we get that far, which you're all going to be going, yes, we all want to make it, all the dog lovers out there anyway. So you will see that coming up later on this morning. Right, so that's the cake school. So any questions about that, do please let me know. We're going to go back now to Let's Shop Cake Live, and we're going to have a look at some of the products that I have been using this week and some of the ones that I have made. Now, I'm sort of galloping a little bit because we have got quite a lot to show you today. Despite my piece of paper in front of me not having much written on it, I know behind me there's quite a lot to demo, so I want to make sure that I get through it all. Now, I am going to show you a demo of all these dog cookie cutters shortly. I want to point out as well this week that I have actually filmed all of them. So I have filmed very, very quick videos. Now they are on TikTok, which is an app you can download, and you will be able to watch these videos back. They are very, very quick videos, but they are a summary of the long version of this. So if you want to watch the long version, then you will come back to Let's Shop. If you want to go, how did she do those dog cookies? You will be able to see a video of each one on there, so you will be able to come back. And on TikTok, we're on at Tracey Mann Cakes, and if you follow us, you will then be able to see the videos coming up as we do them. There's loads of tutorials on there now. I'm adding to it continuously, so you will see lots and lots of more short how-to videos coming up on there to various bits of music, which I do actually quite like that bit. I do like to choose that music, you know. I'm going to find out what I'm into, but yeah, I quite like that bit on TikTok. Oh, what song do I fancy today? Oh yes, I'll put that one on. So yes, TikTok is where you're going to see lots of very short tutorials here, and on YouTube is where you'll see the more longer stuff on here. Right, okay, so this week I made a return to patchwork cutters. We love patchwork cutters. I'm going to put this picture up later today. Now, the point of patchwork cutters this week was to show you that I basically did a poppy. Let me go and show you what we did. So we did a poppy. The reason I did a poppy is because simply I was in my own garden. We've got poppies everywhere, and I looked around and I thought, why are we not painting poppies this time of year? Poppies are everywhere. They are literally everywhere. So that's what I did. I got out the poppy cookie cutter. I think we always kind of associate it with a little bit with November and remembrance, but actually poppies are out now. We've got a garden full of them and they are yellow and orange. So I thought, yeah, let's do that. Why not? So that's what I've done here. So this is Patchwork Cutters Poppy. Now this video is available on Patchwork Cutters Club Facebook page. However, you will also see it appearing on my YouTube channel shortly when I've uploaded it. So you will be able to see it on there as well. So if you've missed it, there is an opportunity to go back and watch it. So on here I've used Poppy cookie cutter, and then up here, or Poppy cutter, up here I've used Butterflies, which is also Patchwork Cutters, which is a very nice set, which is absolutely full of tiny butterflies going up to some really quite large ones that you can emboss onto the sugar paste. They're really, really lovely little cutters. I find them more tricky to use as cutters to cut out and make 3D butterflies, but as embossers they are superb. And you can get some really lovely effects. I'm going to hold that up a bit so you can see just how lovely that little butterfly is. The detail on there is just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And I've used my dotting tools, which is this little tool here. I'll show you that, to do some of these little white dots and some of the black dots that are on the butterflies as well. I did Google butterflies. I know this sounds quite sad, but I did Google butterflies, yellow ones, before I went online to paint this, and they had some really tiny ones with little dots on. I thought it'd be so nice to do those little dots, and the dotting tools have come in really handy for that. So there you go. So that is the new one that I've done for Patchwork Cutters this week. I don't know if I'm on Patchwork Cutters next week. I don't think I am. It will be the following week. I think Marion's on next week, so I will get back to her and talk to you about that and give you another date at some point. Let's move that out of the way. And going back to getting reminders and things for things like Facebook Lives, when you see our event post go up, we put it on our Instagram, we put it on here as well. If you click going or interested, Facebook will remind you that the event is about to start. That is the point of having that event post. So if you do see it and you are interested in watching Let's Shop Cake Live, even if it's later in the day, if you click going or interested, you will get a reminder. It will help you. It will mean that you don't miss out, because I get lots of people going, oh, I missed it. So hopefully that will then help you to get reminders of when we are going live. So that's Patchwork Cutters. And now I've got two other things to do before I show you the new dog cookie cutters, one of which is obviously right up my street, because we all know my love of ice cream is just off the scale, more specifically Mr. Whippy than anything else. Everything else I can do because I'm an ice cream professional, but Mr. Whippy is my favourite. I found these bags and they are absolutely phenomenally brilliant and right up my street. And if you are a big Mr. Whippy fan, I'm sure you're going to feel the same about these. I'm just looking at my cookie cutter where I've done it. So these are amazing. I have found these, I am in love with them, and I'm telling you now, if not a single person buys them, I will be keeping them forever because I love them so much. Right, here we go. Big wind up there. Ice cream vans. I have found these. Look at these. They are amazing. I am so pleased with these. These are clear cookie bags. I mean, could they be any better? I don't think so. Not really. So they have got baking written on them and delicious written there. They are see-through. And of course, so therefore, they do fit rather nicely my ice creams, which we make. We've got them in packs of 3. They come in blue, green and pink. There we go, blue, green and pink. And that is what they fit. So they will fit 2 large ice creams in the bag, which I'm just running over so you can see what they look like. So I've got those on the other side of the room because I was photographing them earlier today. So that's what the ice creams look like, and you can get 2 in a bag if you tip them to the side, but you can also put in the mini ones because we have mini ice cream cones as well. So if you fancy having those instead, you can do. But I just thought this is the best fun ever because they're ice cream vans, so they completely sold it to me, no problem at all. So if you would like these bits of cookie packaging, then they are available now. They seal once you've opened them. You can they then seal across there. The 2 ice creams, as long as you tip them to one side, so when you do them, make sure they're dry before you put them in there, otherwise obviously you're going to squash everything. These have been done with royal icing and sugar paste, and obviously there's a lovely flake on there as well, which I just happen to have a bit as well, only a little bit, my mum's watching. So you will be able to get those then. So that's the new ice cream van bags. Oh my god, these are amazing, with the ice cream cookie cutter there. Now we've used our ice cream cookie cutter many times. We've had it now, I think it's about 4 years we've had this one now. We do this in a large, and we do a mini which goes on the cupcakes as well. We've done various things with this. We've turned it upside down into a hanging basket. We've had it this way round for holding balloons. We've had it this way round for being a witch. So it's probably one of the most flexible cookie cutters we've got in terms of what we can do with them. And I've done various videos over the years of all the different things I have done with these particular cutters. But currently it is ice cream Mr. Whippy season, thank goodness, and we are on ice cream van cookie bags. So they are now here. So if anybody would like to buy these, now I have only got a limited supply of these. I've only got 16 sets. And the reason I've only got 16 sets is because it's taken me months to get them. I saw them, I wanted them, and they've taken forever to get here. They are now here, but I have only got 16 sets of 3. So if you are very keen on these are going, once they're sold, that will be it for the moment until I then reorder, which again takes forever. If I told you I ordered these in April and they didn't come until, well, literally end of May, you'll know how long it takes to get this kind of stuff. And I saw it and just thought, I have to have this. It was a little bit like that. So there we go. Of course I did. I saw an ice cream van and that was it. I was sold. We're having those. So there we go. So that is the new ice cream bags, cookie bags. There we go. I'm going to hold them up so you can see them as well. You can see how big they are. Obviously from that side you won't see anything because there's the biscuit on there, but they are completely see-through. They're a bit of fun. Quite nice for the summer. You can put mini ice creams in there as well if you wanted to. If you want to put in some little mini ice creams, you could fill the gaps down there if you want to. The space inside the van, it goes actually right down to the front here, but it cuts across the top there. But there is a gap sort of here as well, so you can pad that out with bits and pieces if you want to. But there we go. Oh, just love these so much. So there you go, ice cream van bags, lovely. Oh, amazing, right? How easily one is entertained. That's me, isn't it, to a T. But yeah, lots of different things you can do with this. Kelly was very good at looking at cookie cutters and going, why don't you do this with it? Why don't you do that with it? So there's all sorts of things that we have done with this over the years. And there is a mini version of it as well. And the mini version sits on top of cupcakes, basically, is all our minis do. We always talk about large and mini, not large and small, large and mini. So large being the larger cookies that you hold in your hand and eat, and the mini ones being the ones that go on top of the cupcakes. Because sometimes we do produce small ones, but the small ones are too big for cupcakes. So all minis are cupcakes and all large ones are normal cookie size. So it always looks like there's quite a big difference between the two, but that's purely because of the way that we are using them. Right, the other thing that I had a question about, somebody said to me a while back, how do you make your bows perfect? And I thought, well, I just use my bow maker. Well, why do you not know, what this is? And then when I went into it a bit further, I thought, actually, do you know what? I'm going to get some of these and show people how to use them because they are completely brilliant. So for those of you who've never heard of a bow maker, I bought mine. I'm trying to think how many years I've had mine now. I think I've probably had mine about 25 years. So this is a bit of kit that you literally will not let out of your sight. I love it. It makes perfect bows every time. And you look at the mechanics of it and you go, wow, I can't believe this. It's really, really straightforward. So I'm going to show you now what it is. So basically it's a wooden block, and inside here, you can hear lots of wooden rods and things falling about all over the place. You will see there are 4 of those, 4 little ones. There is some ties, and I'm going to show you just very quickly how to do one bow. Now, I'm not sure what sort of angle you're going to get here because obviously you're above, whereas I'm looking at this straight on. So I'll try and tip it as we go. But how this works is basically you move these around according to how big you want your bow to be. And if you're using a smaller ribbon, so say you're using a thinner ribbon like a sort of 5mm, 3mm, something a bit smaller, you use these. But if you're using a 15mm or larger, then you can use these here. Now you can make all sorts of double bows and things, but actually there is loads and loads of videos online on YouTube on all the different bows you can make with the bow maker. So I'm just going to show you a really simple one, the one I use all the time, and then I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to say to you, look, if you want to make the double sort of advanced ones, then you need to head over to YouTube. If you put in literally bow maker, there's absolutely tons of videos on what to do. So I'm going to put that in there like that. I'm going to tip that forward so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to move these out of the way. And then I'm going to take hold of my 15mm ribbon. I'm going to do my best to kind of do this, and then we'll see what you can see. So I'm going to take this round, make sure I've got this round the right way. Every time I do it, I have to think about it. So that's gone round like that. Okay, you're then going to take your ribbon and you go underneath. I'll tip it there again so you can see it. We're going underneath and round like that. And then you go round. I will tip this forward again. Okay, like so, and then you literally pull it like that. Keep going. How am I doing considering I'm on an angle? And you pull it like that. Okay, keep it in the middle. Okay, till it's tight. I'll tip it down now. Take hold of your scissors. Okay. And then you can either pull these out or just lift it off, one or the other. And you have then a perfect bow. Let's see if we can see that. There we go. These are brilliant. Whenever I need to make a bow to go on a cake, this is what I use every single time without fail. Ribbon bows, obviously not sugar ones, but ribbon ones. This is the kit to do it. It's brilliant. So there we go. So that is how you make your mini bows. If you make bigger ones, so obviously the bigger the ribbon, the larger the bow's going to get. The wired ribbons are good for this as well, because obviously you can manipulate those and you can make them stand up. But if you're making bows to go on presents, bows for Christmas, bows for whatever, bows for anything, literally, this is the kit that you need to do it. So I have got some limited numbers of bow makers in. I've got 15, I think I can see in front of me. So again, I've got a limited number of these. I bought them basically because somebody said to me, how do you make your bows? And I thought, oh, okay, well, I can easily sort that out for you and show you how to do it. So it is a really lovely bit of craft, and it is a very simple, easy kit to use. So there is a little bit of a guideline in there, but I honestly recommend you go to YouTube, put in bow maker, and you will just see the huge numbers of bows that you can make, and spend the afternoon afternoon with your bow maker, having a go and just creating lots of different size and shape bows, and you'll be amazed at just how perfect they are. And make a box of them up, and honestly, yeah, they're absolutely lovely. Really lovely little bit of equipment, this, and I was really keen to kind of show you how it worked, because I've had somebody ask about it, and I thought, oh, that's an interesting question, I never thought of that. But yeah, really good for doing anything in bows. I can't even say any more than that. It's a bow maker. But there you go. So we have got these in now. They are available, and I have got a limited number of them. Again, they did take me forever to get hold of, but they are available now, and they all come in this nice little bag, which you will be keeping, because you don't want to be losing that under any circumstances, because you don't want to lose any of the rods, which you just then seal up, and then you just keep it there for yourself like that. So the bow makers are on there, and you will find that they are in there. There we go, like that. Okay, right, there we go. Let's come back to here. So we have now got the bow maker ready. We have talked about the ice cream bags. Well, I ranted about the ice cream bags, said they were lovely, and the patchwork cutter poppy one. So we are now going to have a look at the new cookie cutters, the new dog cookie cutters. So what we've done, we've had new cookie cutters made. We have done large and mini. So remember what I said, the large ones are the ones that you eat in terms of a normal holding in your hand biscuit, and the small ones are for cupcakes. But what I have done is I've been able to do what have I done? I've been able to do a bouquet, which you're going to see at the end, and you'll be able to have a look at that and give you some ideas as to some of the things that you can do with these cookie cutters. Now, I have tackled the subject of dogs. Now, I don't even own a dog. I have had contact with dogs, obviously, because my brother has a dog, and various people I know. My hairdresser's dog is probably the dog I know the best, and it's a Cavapoo. So I've picked on 3 dogs. One I've called sort of quite a generic dog, so it's sort of called it Puppy or something. Then there is a Cavapoo and a Westie. Now, I'm well aware there's going to be loads of people going, is there anybody, or can I have a greyhound, someone's just said, or all these different types of dogs? Until we test the water with these particular cookies, we're not going to know what we're doing. Somebody's just said Labrador. The Labrador one can be made from the puppy. So there are things you can do. You can also make a Dalmatian from one of the puppies as well. So there are things that you can do with the ones I've already got. Some of them, dogs actually have very specific face shapes. So those are ones that we'd have to look at later on down the line. And we will probably do a poll later on to say, which dog would you like? Or see if we can get a rough idea of the kind of dogs. But what I've gone for, I know someone with a Westie, so I thought, okay, I can do that. I know someone with a Cavapoo, so we've done that. And then the other one, I've gone for more a generic puppy that you can turn into a Dalmatian or a Labrador or various other bits and pieces. So you can change the colourings that way. So we're going to have a look at them now. We're going to do them individually, step by step. We're going to start with the Westie. So we're going to have a little look at him first. The other thing I want to say before I get too carried away with these as well is that we've also got a dog bone cutter coming out. Now it's the mini one's arrived, the large one hasn't arrived yet. It's coming in next week, early next week. So there is an option to buy a large and a small bone cookie cutter. So you've got a large one, which is 7 centimeters, and a mini, which will go on top of cupcakes, which again, you will see that later on. So you will see it coming up on the cupcake bouquet that I've made using the cookie cutters. I want to give you not only how to make these cookie cutters, but what can you do with them once you've got them. You know, here I am, I've got my cookie cutters, these are amazing, I've made all this stuff, now what do I do with it? So we've always looked at treat boxes and things, so I've looked at cupcake bouquets today, and I've created a cupcake bouquet using these, so you will see that later on. So let's have a look at the Westie first. So there he is. Where's the mini one? I've put that in one of my, there it is. So this is the mini, and that's the large, and that's the mini. So it's quite a sweet little thing, and we're going to do one of those now. So we're going to put one together. So I want to show you how easy they are. Now, if you don't, or it might actually help if I turn the camera down. Now, if you forget or lose track of this demonstration, it's going to be coming out this week on TikTok. So you will see a 1-minute summary of how to put this together. So if you do buy them and then you get to the end of the week and go, well, I can't remember how she did that, I'm going to be putting these videos on here. So you will see them on Let's Shop. They will be coming out during the week. They won't all be out at the same time. They'll be out one after the other because I have to edit them as much as I film things. The problem with filming is you film all this stuff and then you have to edit it. It takes forever. The cookie cutters are in sets of 2 at the moment, which includes large and mini. So the dog bone will be a large dog bone with a mini one. Now there isn't a picture online, but you have the ability to order it at the moment. The reason being is because we just haven't got the picture yet. But the large, we are not splitting them up into this one and then this one because it's complicated from a printing point of view and for an ordering point of view. So we have got a complete set. So there is a complete set of all the cookie cutters for the dogs, which includes the Westie, the Cavapoo, the puppy and the dog bones, both of them. So there's one bundle on there that's called complete set. The only thing that's missing from that picture is the large bone, but you will be able to sort it out. The bundle price is now correct. I've just realised someone's put that up. Is the bundle price correct? But the bundle price is now correct. It wasn't correct last night, but it is now. That's why I shouldn't be doing pricing and putting things on my website at silly o'clock in the evening. Yeah, the bundle price is now correct. It wasn't yesterday evening, but it is now. So we have got sets. Because if somebody wants just a Westie, you're going to buy the Westie cutters, aren't you? But some people just love dogs, so I've put them all together. So you have the opportunity to buy them all together for just a little bit less money than if you bought them all separately. But I've tried to make it as flexible as I possibly can with this. So hopefully we'll get these demos underway and let's see how we get going with this. So we're going to give this a bit of a knead to start with. So we have done them in sugar paste. You can of course do them in royal icing if you particularly want to, but I haven't. I've done them all in sugar paste. So there he is. Let's bring him in. So without even the stuff on there, if you do not want to buy, if you don't want to decorate these, you don't have to. You can literally just do print them out or cut them out. See, you've got all the markings on there, so that's quite nice. Right, let me find the royal. Here we go. Let's get the royal icing. So the dog cookie cutter bundle does include the bone. Okay, please make sure you note that it does include the bone cookie cutters as well, not just the dogs. So you've got all the dogs and the large and small bone. Right, let's put a bit of royal icing in here. Like that to start with. Add a little bit of water. Can I make a dash hound one? I can have a look at it. As I say, we've gone for more the faces at the moment. I can have a look at it, yeah. As I say, this is we're testing the water with this at the moment to see what sort of response we get. I mean, I'm a major cat person, so doing dogs is a bit alien to me. So I've kind of picked on the dogs that I've either seen around or I know. So that's why they are what they are at the moment. Okay. So we'll start with the Westie. So let's put that down there. Okay, here we go. It's hard to make a dachshund facing as there are many feet. Yeah, that's exactly my thought with the dachshund. Is it's more of a long body, isn't it? That could be the only thing to think about with that one. Right, we're just going to make the large one because it's easier to see. So where's my paste gone? I've just kneaded it, haven't I? What have I done with it? Oh, it's in front of me. Right. Okay, right, so a bit of icing sugar down. Oh, there's no icing sugar in there, that's helpful. Let's find some icing sugar. Oh, did we fill up the icing sugar before I came live? Nope. There we go, we've got enough there to do it. That'll be all right. If not, I'll get the tracks out in a minute. Right. So I'll need to roll that out. I think actually this is cream rather than white, this colour. Yeah, it is. Okay, we're going to have a cream Westie. I've done a white one already, so that's fine. Okay, so we'll roll that out. So we've got a Cavapoo, which is quite similar to the Cockapoo. Very similar. You'll see it. You'll see what I mean. A kennel, yeah, dog kennel will be good. Yeah, perhaps we'll do a kennel. You can also make dog tags. So if you have got a round cookie cutter like this one, and then if you take hold of that, and if you get hold of a piping nozzle like number 12, I'm just seeing if I can find one. There it is. So if you cut that out as a cookie, then take hold of this one and just cut out a little bit further down. You could write the name of the dog on there and have that as a tag on the cake. So that would be quite a good idea as well. So just a very simple round cookie cutter, and this is Wilton 12. So there we go. Okay, there's an idea there for you. So, you know, my specifics are Cavapoo and Cockapoo, whatever they are, those dogs. I mean, to me, they look quite similar. I'm sure to the owners, they're probably not. But anyway, the idea with this is hopefully you will be able to convert some of these to do some of the things that you want to do. So I'm going to pop my plastic side scraper under there. I'm going to pop that on top. I'm going to press down. Hold on, let's put my finger under there so I've got it. Okay, I'll get that cut out. Now, remembering this is a cookie cutter, so the detail will be further down. We've got to flip it over. That's why we put the plastic scraper underneath it. And then we just press down so we get all those details. So if you're just cutting out the cookies and nothing else, then you don't need to do this, because obviously it just embosses straight on the cookie, because the cookie is always deeper. And then we'll press that out. The sugar paste is thinner, isn't it? There he is. He's got a lovely little face. Very sweet, smiley one. The smiley Westie. I think Westies are quite smiley looking dogs, aren't they? Right, I would want the head popping out the kennel. And there you go, there's the problem. I tell you what actually would work with the kennel is if we did a kennel and then you put the mini popping out the head of the kennel. Because the problem is that if I do a kennel with a dog's head popping out, I'm going to pick the wrong dog. So maybe I'll do a kennel that you can then put the mini in. How about that? That sounds like a better idea. Right, so let's pop that on. Now you could just leave it at that point if you're happy with that. Great, no problem. If you fancy having a bit more, you can carry on and add a few bits. So we'll add some ears to this. So I've got a ball of paste here. I could do with a knife actually. Let's see what we've got in this drawer. Just cut it in half. Of course, my knife's got black on it. Everything's always got black on it, hasn't it, when you don't want it. Right, let's give that a roll. And then we'll manipulate that into a sort of a ear shape. So you don't need to use the cookie cutter for this. Flatten it down a bit, see where we are. And go. And we'll just take this, chop the end off. Okay, right, we'll stick that on. Bit more icing. It's just to make it a little bit more 3D. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. Now, the tool you're going to really need for these is the Dresden tool, which looks like this. I haven't got any on my site, I'm afraid, but they are quite sort of standard cake decorating equipment. I'm going to have to just get this red off it though, otherwise absolutely everything I touch is going to be red. There we go. Now I'm reading lots of the comments that are coming through about the dogs, and lots of you have already picked up, if you change the colours, you can change it to different types of dog. The Yorkshire Terrier or the Scotty dog in black, absolutely. The puppy can be changed to Dalmatian. The puppy can also be a Labrador. There are lots of other variations you can do with these dogs. It is difficult for me to cover all the dogs, so we just start with these and see how we get on. So I'm just going to put a little line there on his ear, like that, a few little hairs. I'm just making these more 3D. You might just go, I'm really happy with it at this point. I don't need to add anything else. In that case, that's absolutely fine. But you've got your Westie. I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to cut the, you might have one ear bigger than the other at the moment. Let's add a little bit more in. You know when you look at it. Yeah, lots of you got ideas about these, and as you go through them, you'll see cats actually, I mean, cats are their faces are fairly generic, but they obviously then have different colourings. You know, a cat's a cat at the end of the day, isn't it? Whereas the dogs are definitely a little bit more complicated for sure. And as I'm not a dog owner, I never have been a dog owner, I'm going by just the dogs that I kind of have, you know, access to, I guess. Don't not like dogs, I just prefer cats. I know loads of you prefer dogs, so that's fine. Okay, so we'll just put a few little lines on there. So we've got his ears on there. You can put on as large or smaller ears as you want to. And then what I did is I just took my Dresden tool and I just did some markings with his fur. So we're following that up around his face like that. Now I have marked some lines on here already, so you'll see some lines there and some lines there. And why I've done that is so that you can then add some like eyebrows and things like that. Okay. Let me find a paintbrush that basically doesn't have any cocoa butter on it. Oh, let's see what we've got over here. What's that one? That'll do. So you can stick these, actually I'll do that with water, it's probably going to be easier. So we can stick something, what I did before, because they've got, if you look at Westies, or the ones I know anyway, they look like they've got sort of eyebrows, don't they? So I'm just going to roll. The problem with this is you always put on too much paste. It's finding the fine line here. And I always roll, if you roll balls of sugar paste in each one in each hand, you can feel if one is bigger than the other. It's quite a good way of working out what sizes you've got. I've just read somebody's comment about going to order them and try them on fudge, so I'll be interested to see how they go. Let me know. Show me some images of that. So once they're in place, then I just take my Dresden tool and just sort of fluff them up a bit. Again, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but to me it just makes them look a little bit more kind of 3D, I guess. Okay, and then we'll move on down. So there's another couple of lines there and there, so we're going to repeat that process again. You can spend more time fluffing these up than me. I did spend quite a bit of time yesterday, particularly on the Cavapoo, making him particularly lovely. I was playing around with his expression quite a lot to get exactly what I wanted, because I was taking photos and all sorts. So when you do this, I'm sure that you will, the eyebrows and all those things, you will be able to play around with and work out. So again, just a little bit. You don't need to put huge amounts of sugar paste on here, just a little bit, just to give it a bit of definition, I guess. And I blended mine in. You'll see, I'm going to show you the one I really spent a bit of time fiddling around with rather than my super quick sort of online job. The ones I'm doing under pressure. Oh dear. Right, there's a little bit there and there as well, so we'll put those on, and then once we start adding in the eyes and the rest of the markings, it will all come together quite quickly. So just very small bits of sugar paste, a bit there. And if you know a Westie, you know, if you've got one or you know someone who's got one, you can always sort of jazz them up a bit. If you turn this into a black Scotty dog, and I am going to do some other dogs this week using these cookie cutters. Again, you might see a few videos appearing online, particularly say something like the Black Scotty. You could always put in like a little tartan bow or something at the bottom. Using the this one, the Tiny Decorations mould, which we loved a bit, so you could use that. There's a nice bow shape in there. You could always stick that there, so that would sit in there really nicely. And then we're going to just add one little bit here. That bit in there, another bit there, and just fluff that up. And then we'll take this down here, so then we can put in the rest of our lines. I found if I did it the other way around, I couldn't identify what lines were what. So do your 3D sugar paste bit first and then do the rest of the lines, because I got in a bit of a muddle. And then sort of put them, when you put them down, just follow the line of the hair and just make sure you kind of cross them over a little bit. So don't have them all sort of hanging in one line, just have them sort of crossed over, and then take them right out to the edge so you can incorporate everything. This is when you can start bringing in some of the 3D stuff as well, so you can sort of blend away into that. Like that. So you can take that across. Okay, across there. That's turning back round. You might decide to keep him flat. It's entirely up to you. There we go. Oh, I'm reading that one there. The puppy one is perfect. Lovely. I can't ever say those dogs, but I know the name, and I did paint one. There is one painted on my school. You could make dog biscuits for these, and I ummed and ahed about that because we have the headquarters of the hearing dogs down literally round the corner from me, and I've ummed and ahed about that, but I've never made dog biscuits, so I need to look into that because actually that would be quite good, wouldn't it? But I know what's going to happen the minute I walk in there. They're going to go, do you do a... I'm going to have a list of all these dogs I've never heard of, so then I'll have to go back to the drawing board and come up with some more dogs, so which might not be a bad thing if you really like them, so... Maybe that's what I should be doing, making dog biscuits. Okay. Right, so I'm making a nose here. So I'm just making a sort of a upside down triangle. I'll pop that in there. It's quite sticky, the black today. I don't know why, but anyway, it is. And then I'm just going to take hold of my Dresden tool and just put a couple of nostrils in there on the side. And then obviously it's moved, just push that back down again. I'm just going to stick this on. Let me just... fire this up because I'm going to need a bit of white in a second. Hold on. Set my cocoa butter off. Okay, it's just lit. I'll bring that in a minute. Right, eyes. Now for some of the other cookies, the smaller ones, you can use these. So these have been listed on the site as cookie eyes. Now they work really well for the small ones, but not for the big ones. They're not big enough for the big ones. You have to roll your own for those. But if you are doing the smaller ones, you will be able to do that. Oh yeah, someone's got me a dog biscuit. Send me the dog biscuit recipe. I'd like to have a look at that actually. And the only thing with it is I'd then need to go and find a dog to try out on. I just feel a responsibility towards dogs. So if you're going to make eyes, the easiest way to do it is to literally make a ball, cut it in half, like so. And then you should have 2 equal halves. I don't know if these are too big. Yeah, these are too big. Let's take a bit of this out. When you're rolling things in your hand, it always seems smaller than it actually is. And then you go to put it on the cookie and think that's absolutely enormous. So we'll cut it in half. Let's see what we've got. That one is slightly bigger. I can feel it. Right, so let's grab some water. So we're just going to put a tiny blob of water on there and on there, and we'll pop his eyes on. There we go. We'll just press that down. Very smiley dogs, Westies. Well, this one is anyway. So we're going to put a smile in there. So we are going to do this with this black, which is very sticky. Of course it is, because I'm on a live. And I haven't got huge amounts of icing sugar. But we've got enough to do it. So that's all that matters, isn't it? Oh, it's Tracy who's commenting. Aha, because I can't see names. Right. And that's even better because she's got dogs. And if Tracy pops over and sees me, because she hasn't seen me for ages, then she can bring it over to me and we'll do some tests on it and we'll get it up for everybody so everybody can have it. All right. Okay, so rolled out a very thin, you could paint this bit by the way if you wanted to, but I was just trying to show you as much as possible with sugar paste. If you've got one of these scribers, they're actually really good for cutting off small bits of paste and putting them in position rather than sort of trying to do it with your hands, because it's always a bit of a struggle if you're trying to do it with your hands. Okay, and then we're going to lay it in the gap. So we're going to pop that down there like so, run it along the gap until you get to the end, push it into place, and then just take hold of your scriber or knife or whatever you've got, and then you'll be able to just cut that piece out in the end. There you go, look at that, isn't he sweet? He's very sweet. And then we'll just have a little shift here. So I've got my cocoa butter on the go. If you don't have any cocoa butter, painting systems like I tend to do all the time. Let's bring that in. There it is. Oh God, I'm going to have a tidy up. Look at it. It's like a bomb's gone off. Right, there we go. You can do white dusting colour with clear alcohol will work for this as well. So if you want to, if you haven't got cocoa butter and you don't want to do what I'm doing now, you can do that instead. So I've got my dotting tool and I'm just going to put it into the white paint and just put a little tiny dot. It will transform this like that. Look how much that transforms it. And then I'm just going to put a little dot on his nose as well, just for a bit of light. Push his nose up a little bit. There we go. And that's the Westie done. So we've done the first one. There we go, bring that round there like that. There we go. Okay, so that's how it is. Really, really easy to do. Someone's going to try these with buttercream, mouldable buttercream. That will be interesting as well to see how that goes. But he is fun. Now the little mini, there's the mini, is done in exactly the same way. But I have used these to do the eyes, so they're just quicker and easier. But it's entirely up to you. I find a pot of eyes, you can't go wrong with a pot of eyes because we use them a lot. So if you are making these lots and lots and lots of them, then you will be able to have a go with that. So there we go. So that's the Westie. He's very nice. He's actually a cream one, whereas this one here is a true white one, because I picked up cream icing this morning, but that's okay. So again, I have filmed them, and you will be able to see that coming out later in the week. So you will see lots of these videos appearing on Let's Shop this week. Do watch them, do follow them, because I get so many people going, I bought the cutters, now I don't know what to do. We will send you back to this, obviously, but if you want to watch them really quickly, because let's face it, lots of people just literally want to go, oh, I just want to see the video. These videos that I make, and they are made separately to everything else, are under a minute long, so it's like a refresher as to go, oh yeah, that's how she did it, great, I can do that. It will help you, so I would strongly recommend that you do watch those videos. Now I'm going to leave that there for a second. I'm going to have to wash my hands because this black is all over the place, and that's going to affect the next one, so we'll do that one next. It's like glue this morning, the black. I don't know why, but it is. Anyway, I've got it off my hands now, so that's okay. The little dog bone, I'm just going to show you that now while I've got it here, because that's also done in white. I have done like that. Very sweet. So I guess small dog biscuits. Really, really sweet. Nice little biscuits there. That again will come into their own later on. I'm going to show you later on what I've done with those, so you'll be able to catch up with that shortly. But there you go. So we got this one, and we've also got one that's 7 centimetres. So it's exactly the same as that, but 7 centimetres. This one I think is 3 or 4. I did measure it, and oh yeah, here we go. If not, it's on the website anyway. Let me check. Oh gosh, I've got 2 lots of tape measures today. That's incredible for me. 4 centimetres, whereas the other one is 7 centimetres. You've got one there and one there, so one is a bit bigger than the other. Okay, right, let's move this out the way and we'll do the next dog. It's like Crufts here today, isn't it? Let's move that back out of the way again. Right, let's come back on the screen for a second while I just move things around. The next one we're going to look at is the puppy. I've just called it puppy, to be honest, because it's the most generic dog of all of them. So in other words, you could turn this one, so I'm gobbling around on the floor now. So you could turn this one into other dogs. I think you could get away with this being a Labrador as well as being the puppy. I think it also could be a Jack Russell. We used to live next door to Jack Russell, so I know about Jack Russells. But I will show you this one next and we'll see how we go. So this one is this cutter and this cutter here. So again, we've got small and large, and this one we called, I think I've just called it puppy. So as I didn't call it dog 1 or something, but I haven't, I've called it puppy. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start off with, oh, I actually could do with a cookie, couldn't I? That would help me. I haven't actually got one with me, hold on. Yes, I have. Left it on the other side of the room. I'm going to have a job to decorate anything without it, aren't I? There we go. Right. I suggest if you make them for dogs, you probably don't put tons of sugar paste all over them. I'm sure that probably won't do them any good. But certainly the markings on the Westie and the Cockapoo do show up well. The markings on the Cockapoo actually a little bit strange. When you see it, you'll go, oh, how's that work? But actually they're put there for a reason, for the decorating. So you'll see that as we go. Right, let's start again. So this time we're using the same colours we've just used for that Westie actually, which is this creamy colour. I might use what I've got here. I was thinking maybe, I have to think of other dogs. Oh, and what's the other dog? Yorkshire Terrier, maybe. Is it Yorkshire Terrier? My friend's got one. I don't know what it is though. I know the name of this dog. I'll do some more dog research this week. Right, so we've got that. We've obviously all mad dog lovers here, so that's good. I'm pleased about that. Right, so we're going to do the large one. We'll put the small one out the way. I'd always do the large cookie cutters on a live so you can see them properly. So we're going to... Oh, it's stuck because I haven't got enough icing sugar on there, but never mind. I'll flip that over. Right, I'm juggling a bit. Let's put that down back in there. Go, and then I'm just going to press down there like that. I just want that centre bit really. Cocker Spaniel, yeah, Cocker Spaniel. My friend had one of them. Mad dogs. Well, hers was anyway. Right, so I'm just using my cutting wheel just to cut this bit out. So I'm going to cut that central bit out there. And go across there. Take that away. Same on this one. So down there. Well, you're all full of ideas for these dogs. I must admit I should have all got you round yesterday to help me out. When you're into cats and not dogs, I'm not saying, I mean, I love my cats. I do love my cats. I do like dogs, but I don't know a lot about dogs because I haven't ever had a dog. Nor am I likely to get one either because I just prefer cats, particularly ginger ones. So, I don't want ginger cat. So we'll put that on there like so. So that's the middle bit of that. Let's take that away. Yeah, those that lady, whoever that is talking about a Cocker Spaniel. They're mad dogs, absolutely insane, and they're very vocal as well. This dog used to chat when we used to go round, and you'd be trying to talk, and it would be making noises the whole time. I was going to make the noise then, but I won't. I should talk about the colours I've been using. I've been using brown, obviously. For the cockapoo or the cavapoo, I've been using autumn leaf, which is a paste colour, which we have got on Let's Shop, which is a very nice colour. Autumn leaf I use for making like teddy bears. I always think cavapoos and cockapoos look like teddy bears anyway. So able to do that. This is just brown, and it's just different shades of brown. So this is a little bit of brown gel in there, and then the next shade is just dark brown. It's very simple. It's nothing complicated. Don't try and make things complicated. What I do make complicated is not having enough icing sugar from the live. That's a bit annoying, but never mind. Right, let's put this back on again. So we're interested in these two sections now. So we'll press down. It doesn't matter, it's not cutting out the whole thing. The excess away, like so, flip it over. In fact, Tracy, who's still on, maybe if she's still on, had puppies, and I went round to see those puppies, and they were mad. They were lab puppies, I think. She'll tell me if I'm wrong. They were absolutely lovely. We had great fun with those. There we go. Take that bit out, and of course if you've got a slightly different dog, your own dog, you can personalize this, can't you? So if your dog doesn't have this coloring, or if it's a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, then you can change it around. I think this is the one that could be done as potentially a Dalmatian. Kelly came up with that one yesterday. I think Jack Russell as well. Mind you, if there's any owners out there that are saying absolutely not, please please correct me. As I say, I'm not a dog owner, so okay. So this is a nice simple one to put together. It's not complicated, this one. Okay, I've done that. Right, now we do dark brown. Yeah, if you haven't got a dog, well, yeah, if you haven't got a dog, there is no excuse not to go for a walk, is there really? That is true. Right, so again, this is dark brown, so this is the same colour as this one, but just more gel put into the sugar paste. I pre-kneaded all of these because there's so many of them, and I thought I'm going to be here forever if I don't do this. I've got to do that. It could be a boxer as well. Yeah, that's another interesting idea. Again, I will need to look into that and see how we go with that. I need to find some face shapes I can have a look at. Or a kennel, apparently, was something we're doing. Miss Kelly is coming home next week. I have to say, I mean, I am the most committed mother ever, I think, because Kelly likes Korean pop, so K-pop it's called, and she's going to a concert next week, because that's why she's coming back again, because it's in the UK, and I'm having to go along to make sure she comes out in one piece, because she's obsessed with this band, and I'm worried that she's going to faint or pass out, so I'm going as well. It should be interesting. No further comment. Right, I've cut that bit out. I'm going to put that on there. Kelly I do phone Kelly regularly on FaceTime, and she gets to see all of this stuff that's being made. That's why I knew about the Dalmatian, because she said, oh, you should do it as a Dalmatian. I thought, well, yeah, I could do. So we are still busy sharing our ideas across to the Netherlands, where she's residing at the moment. But she's coming backwards and forwards a fair bit at the moment, so. Right, let's go down there. Now, I just want to mention while I'm busy cutting these out, so the cookie cutters have not arrived yet. They are due in Monday or Tuesday of this week. Now, I've had to place a preliminary order because I don't know how many people are going to want these. So if it suddenly goes berserk, there might be a tiny wait for them, but the wait won't be much longer than a week. So just bear that in mind. So please, if you are expecting to sort of get these super quick, they are going to be a tiny bit delayed, but not horrendously. Not horrendous. Right, let's put that ear on there. I had to think about that for a minute. I couldn't work out which way around they were. And in the time I've done that, my icing's dried out a bit, so I'll put a bit more on. Make sure it holds in place. There we go. See, that's nice and easy, isn't it? That's not a difficult one particularly. I did use these eyes on here, and I'll show you that now just so that you can see. So I just took hold of a ball tool, and I just pressed down just so I've got a little place to put them. Let's just grab a tiny little bit of icing. Just need a little bit just to hold them in place. So, I mean, you can put bigger eyes on if you want to while making your own, but I did use these ones on this dog. Oh no, not the black again. Where have I done it now? I've put it somewhere. There it is. There's a little bit of it anyway. Where's the rest of it gone? It's stuck to my arm or something. Right. No, what have I done with it? Oh God, I'm going to have to get more black out. Hold on. It's very sticky black anyway. Let's find the other stuff. Oh no, there it is. Oh, lucky me, I found it. Right. Oh dear. Right, so we'll make a nose for this dog. So again, all the noses are just a little round ball here, and then you just pinch it together like so. And then we just pop that in place. Actually quite sticky, so it's probably going to stick anyway. There we go. And then take your Dresden tool and just make a couple of nostrils. Don't forget the poor dog's got to be able to breathe. So I need to put some nostrils in there. Like that. And then again, we'll just make a little mouth. Again, you can pick the expression of this mouth, can't you? So you can decide if it's a happy dog or a grumpy dog or whatever it is. So you can make expressions with this when you can get the black rolled out. Or you could paint a mouth actually if you wanted to. You don't have to do it this way. I won't be doing it this way if this black carries on sticking to me like this. I'm going off the black today. Funny enough, just before I went live, I looked at it and went, oh, why is that so sticky? Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine, you know, and then you don't think through anything else. Well, it'll be fine. Okay, so we'll roll that out. Ah, we're getting as far as we can. I'm sure yours won't be as sticky as mine. Right, where's my scriber? There it is. Okay, a little bit of water again. You'll just need a little bit of water just to hold it in place. Okay, we'll just take our scriber and we'll just turn that round. Just use your scriber to pick things up. It is an awful lot easier than trying to do it with your fingers, because if you try and do it with your fingers, it is really quite tricky. You can use your fingers to kind of guide it into place, but you want to lift it into place with a scriber. There we go. I'll give you a smile, shall we? We like smiley things, so you can have a little smile, look. They take on their own personalities, these things. I think they do anyway. Right, and then we need the little glint in his eye, so back to our dotting tool again. And we'll just put a little spot on there. And then we'll put a little spot. Oh, I've splodged it. Caught that with my finger. Right, let's do another one. As I leaned over, let's put a new eye in there. You've got to have a new eye, I'm afraid. There we go. And then we'll splodge it there. That's better. Okay, there we go. I'll start talking to them all now. Right, okay, so that is the second dog. So this one, I think I've just called it like Puppy or something. And this is the one that I think you could change generically. So it could be a Labrador, it could be a Jack Russell. There are certain other dogs you could do with this one. Black Lab front, maybe. Black Labs are similar to this. I haven't put any texturing on this, and the reason I've done that is because I want to show you that you don't have to do them all the same. You can actually do some of them flat. You can do some of them with texture and without. So that's the large one, and that's the mini. So that's the mini cutter, and that's the large cookie cutter for this one there. Move this out of the way. There we go, that's a bit better. Try not to look like I'm a complete mess here. There we go. So that's the large dog, that's the small mini dog, and that's the cookie cutter there for that. And again, you could also put on like a little bow if you particularly wanted to. I don't know why I keep thinking of putting bows around dogs' necks, but I see Charlotte lives in Wimbledon. Ever since I've been going to visit her, I've never seen anything like it. They love their dogs up there, and they're dressing them up in all sorts. So I think that a little bow on there probably would look quite sweet, particularly on the smaller one as well. So if your dog wears a bow, you can use the tiny decorations mould. That will come in quite handy for making it a little bow, or the bow maker. Actually, look at that, you could put a bow on there from the bow maker. How about that? That's easy as well. There you go. I knew that bow maker was going to come in handy, and I picked the right colour. Look at that. So there you go. So if you wanted to do something like that, then you can with this particular one. Right, I'm going to move on to our last new dog cookie cutter. So I'm just going to again have to shift things around a little bit. I'm trying to be very organised this morning, and so far so good. And we'll bring in the other one, which is the Cavapoo. Now I'm sure you're all going to look at this and go, oh crikey, I didn't expect it to look like that. And that's because I've had these lines laid out deliberately so that I can set this up to help you. I know it looks a bit strange, but it will be less strange in a minute. Right, so there they are. And we will start with, obviously we're going to do the larger one. I've done something with this particular one, so you can see that at the end. So let's get painting. So we'll paint the whole thing. So Cavapoo and Cockapoo, me not being particularly sort of dog orientated, if anybody could tell me the difference between the two, that would be very helpful, because when I see them they all look quite similar, but I'm wondering if it's a size thing or a nose thing. I don't know, no idea. So for this I've used Autumn Leaf. So this is the Autumn Leaf colour, and I've made it in two different shades. So if you really add in lots of Autumn Leaf, you get this more sort of caramelised colour versus this one. Now the reason I've done the Cockapoo in different colours was just to make it look even more 3D, because if you just do it in one colour, it looks very flat. So I think the idea is to do it in two shades, so be careful with this one. This is probably the most complicated cutter versus the others, but actually I think it's not that complicated, not really. And again, if you are thinking, oh, I won't be able to remember how to do these videos, this video will stay on my page, so don't forget this video won't come off, it will be on here all the time. But also these shorter videos on TikTok are going to come out this week as well, so don't forget to either go and follow me on TikTok or wait for the videos to come out. All you need to do, you don't even need to get involved in TikTok if you don't want to, but you can use the app to watch these tutorials, and that's what I'm trying to get you to do, so that you can. Right, so I'm going to put some on there again, pop that on there, take the large cutter, pop it on, wiggle. Take that out, like so. Flip it upside down, run your finger around the outside edge, press it down to get all the markings. I can never remember where they are, so I have to just press everything. Both spaniels, just different types and crossed with a poodle. Okay. Because, you know, I always say to people, oh, you're a lovely cockapoo. And they go, oh, it's a cavapoo. And I go, okay. Oh, no, they look exactly the same to me. So I just agree with them. There we go. So at the moment, it just looks like, probably my husband said, is that a badger? I said, no, it's not. Very rude. Okay. Right, let's do the other side. It'll all make sense in a minute. It will all come together. It's like anything, it's going through its ugly stage at the moment. Everything goes through its ugly stage when you're making cakes. Right, so we're going to roll the other colour out next. Okay, and then we'll pop that back on there. Take the cutter. Okay, press down. Make sure it's cut through. You can see me sort of shuffling this on the plastic cutter. That's just to make sure it actually has cut through. Sorry, everything's sticking to everything because I'm running out of icing sugar today. Right, once we've got this in place, we can then press down. I just want the guidelines there. So I want that bit is what we're looking for. And his nose and his mouth. Right, let's turn it back over. There we go. Right, so we're going to take hold of this again and we're going to go round like so. Yeah, I'm going to say, I like that person's advice there, just say dog, yeah. When you don't know anything about dogs, it's quite tricky because I go, oh, what a lovely dog. And I think, I have no idea. And then we'll go all the way down there like that. So we've basically ended up with that part there. Don't throw this bit out. All right, keep that bit for the moment because this will become, you'll need this in a second. Take that. Put some water on it rather than royal icing because it will be everywhere otherwise. Just put some water down there, pop that on. Okay, and then we will take we'll take the Dresden tool and we'll start here and we'll press down, go up, we'll let that sort of blend in across the top there. And then we'll come down this way and we'll do sort of wavy lines crossed over. And pull them right down to the end so that you sort of almost break the line of the sugar paste at the bottom. We've got, I've got to think of the name of this dog as well. We've got a German Shepherd. There you go, look at that. We've got a German Shepherd puppy that's living just down the road from me, which I guess was maybe what we used to call Alsatian. I mean, again, I don't really know much about dogs, but it's very sweet, this dog. Right, going back to this bit here that we had left over that looks like a bit of a weird shape. If you cut this in half at this point, so if you literally just go like that, this will be your ear. Now, we're not going to lay it on like that because it looks terrible. We're actually going to knead it back into an ear shape. So that's why I've left that bit there, because it's not far off what you need to make a 3D ear. So it's picking up black now for me, right? Of course it is. So if you roll it into a ball and then into that sort of shape. Now if I take the water again and I'll just paint that ear there. So we turn it round and then we're just going a bit thinner at the top there. So we'll pop it on like that so it won't fill the whole thing. And this is where the Dresden tool comes into its own, because you're going to press down quite sort of deep and all this sort of wavy stuff that these Cavapoos seem to have, well, the Cavapoo I know anyway, the Cavapoo that I know belongs to my hairdresser and it sits on my knee every time I have my hair done. I do know that one dog quite well. So we're going to just go into the ear like that. Then we've got the other bit from the other side. Cockapoos are a little bit bigger than Cavapoos and have a thinner face. Okay, thank you very much. Right, and then we've got another ear there. And then we'll do the same. So we'll pop that down to make that a bit longer. Like so. And then we'll take hold of the sharper end of this Dresden tool. And again, we'll just press it down, breaking the line of the sugar paste. Okay. Now we need to continue the markings up here. So we're going to go off like so, around his head. So be careful when you do this. Just think about what direction this dog's fur is going in. There's no point in doing horizontal lines or anything like that. If the direction of the fur is this way, that's what you've got to do. And cross them over. We'll come down this side. And we'll take that bit round there a little bit. And round this way. Okay, I made a lot of this particular one yesterday because you'll see why in a minute. This one I did repeatedly, so this is probably the one I know the best. I haven't got any Dresden tools. I need to get some actually. That's the failing on mine, I'm afraid, but I don't have any Dresden tools at the moment, but I will see if I can get some. Right, we'll roll that out. This little bit here. Have I done it in the right colour? Yes, I'm going back to this colour now. And then I'm going to just take this and I'll cut it in half, Miss Scriber. I don't want this to be too thick, you see. Where's my water gone? So I'll put that in there and then there. Maisie, the dog I know, she has quite sort of predominant eyebrows. So I've kind of done them the same colour as the dog. But again, if you want to do them a different colour, you can. Bit of a novelty going to the hairdressers and the dog sits on your knee the whole time. Sometimes hours when I'm having my hair dyed. Okay, and then this way. Just blend that in a bit. All right, so there we go. Oh no, not the black again. Right, okay, where's the black gone now? I keep moaning about this black, but it is purely my own fault. Please just bear in mind that it's entirely my fault. It's really sticky because I've run out of icing sugar. I'm very low on it anyway. There's sort of grains of it in there. It's sticking to me today. So I've got a ball there and we're going to just cut that in half. Should be about right. Kelly says to me they've got fairly big eyes, so the original one I did with the small black sprinkles and they weren't big enough, it didn't look right. But when you put them down, don't forget as well, you have to press them down, so they're always going to get even bigger. So when you press them down, the eyes get bigger, don't they? And then I'm going to take a little bit of water there. Now for the nose, I decided to do that in dark brown, not black. We thought black was too harsh, me and Kelly, so we decided brown was better. Just looked a bit too heavy. Hold on, I just need it. I was getting all the black off my hands at the same time. Double therapy, what, having a dog on my knee while I'm in the hairdressers. I mean, what is that all about? I mean, this dog is 5 years old, so I mean, it's been doing it for 5 years now, so I don't mind. Quite like it actually. There you go. And then the face, similar, you can decide on the expression. dreaded black. Right, let's try and find a bit that's not sticky and horrible. Right, let's try this bit. Okay. Ooh. I was going to volunteer to do a Dalmatian today, but on the basis that my black is being horrible because I haven't got any icing sugar, I don't think I will. Thanks very much if you're okay with that. All right, we're going to, oh, it's longer than that. Hold on, it's got a slightly longer bit there. There we go. So just use your scriber again. And it's got, seems to have got a shorter mouth. And I like everything with a smiley face, so you can make him smile a little bit if you want to. There we go. Might be able to do a poodle with that one, you know. Oh, it's a cavapoo, isn't it? So it's a cross. Right, now let's get the dotting tool out again. Make a white. That really makes it. It's really important, this bit. Don't miss this bit out if you can. Do you know what I haven't done? Giving him any nostrils. He can't breathe. There we go. And then we'll just stick a little white highlight on there as well. Okay, you can play around with this forever and a day. You really can with this, any of these. Sitting there manipulating them, they just do whatever you want them to do. So there we go. So that's the cavapoo. There he is. Isn't he sweet? It's got a really sweet little face. I've always thought they've got really lovely faces, and I'm sure they're lovely, but they are bounding amounts of energy if they're anything to go by with my hairdresser's dog. So I'm not entirely sure I want that bounding after me while I'm trying to do my cakes, but there we go. So that's the cavapoo. Or cockapoo. One's thinner in the face, I've learned today. So there you go, we've all learned something. And also we have got the mini version of that as well. What have I done with him? Oh, he's on the cakes, that's why you can't see him. I'll show you the mini one in a second. But there is a mini version of the cavapoo as well. This is the prototype cutter. So the one that's coming in is a ½ inch smaller, because this one is a tiny bit too big for what I wanted. But this is the one that will fit on the cookie. I'm just thinking out loud here. I might, let's see if we can do it. I'm just going to have to wash my hands because I'm still covered in black. Right, just wash my hands, 2 seconds. That's better. Black spread, so let's just start with it. It's all over my hands. Okay. Trouble is, it's all over then everything else I touch. So if you take, I'm just going to show you a bow just because we can. I'm going to have to do one with a bow on, aren't I? I haven't got any red available at the moment, but I've got a little bit of yellow, so that will do. So if you wanted to make a bow, you will need something like Saraceno paste. We do have it on the website, Saraceno modelling paste. These, by the way, have all been done in sugar paste, so there's no, you don't need any specific modelling paste. I do use Masachino, which is a really good quality sugar paste, and you can do actually quite a lot with it. So I hope this is going to work. So this is Tiny Decorations. And the reason I just said I hope it's going to work is because I've got any icing sugar. I need to sort that out today. That will be my job of today after I've done the wedding. Wedding this afternoon. Get that on there. There we go. And then we'll peel that back. And then, yes, of course. Let's put a little blob of royal icing on the bottom there. Some of them just like a bow, don't they? And you can always cut the tags off if you want the tags on, or you can leave them on. You can do whatever you like, can't you, really? Let's put those down there. Or you could just roll them down the side there. There we go. Dog with a bow. Had to be done, didn't it? So there we are. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move everything out of the way, because what I want to do is show you what I have done with this these dogs. So you could make up a treat box. So if someone just loves dogs, no matter what they are, then you could do a mixture of dogs. If someone particularly likes the cavapoo, then you could do large and small cavapoo, do cupcakes, you can do large cookies. We've got the bones, large and small, so you could do those as well. And let me move this around over there. I have done a cupcake bouquet, and I'm going to show you that next, so you can have a little look at that. So I'm going to just move that out of the way. Right, I'm just going to bring my camera up a bit because it is very high. I'm probably just going to highlight even more mess I've got everywhere. I'm just going to move this over here. Blow out that candle so I don't forget. Let's see what mess is showing up on there. Well, not too bad for me, actually. That's pretty good. Right, so cupcake bouquets I make on my school. I haven't recorded this one as a lesson because it's pretty obvious what I've done, but for those of you that want to learn how to do cupcake bouquets, they are all on my cake school, and we do absolutely loads of them. But this is one I've done, and I think it will then give you all a bit of an idea as to what sort of thing you can achieve with this. Let me just make sure I've got to actually see what I've done. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's my Cavapoo cupcake bouquet. So I've put the big one in the middle. I've made 3 little ones around there and some bones around the outside edge. So I was just thinking some ideas as to kind of what to do with these cookie cutters once you've made them. It's lovely to make 1 or 2 up and give them away to sort of friends and that, but I think actually a cupcake bouquet with the little dogs on there is quite sweet. So I set my cupcakes up, I did the bones and obviously the smaller ones, and the big one in the middle I put on once I'd assembled the cupcake bouquet. I didn't try and stick it on and then put it in. It would be too complicated, way too complicated. But I think actually that's quite fun, isn't it? It's quite a fun idea. My lovely hairdresser who cuts hair will be having this later on today, I think, because I think it's really quite sweet. I've taken a photograph of it, and if you've got someone who's completely mad on Cavapoos, then I'm sure they'll absolutely love it. As I say, the hearing dogs, which is just down the road for me, I'll probably donate one there next week as well, so they've got something to show people. I know people, they love their dogs, so probably as much as I love my cats, really. So it's a bit comparative, but there we go. Let me pick this up so you can have a look at it like that. So there we go. So this is a cupcake bouquet. That's what it looks like. And that is, if I tip this forward, every time I tip this forward, I think of my dad, because I did this once and one fell out and he thought it was hilarious. So anyway, there we go. So you'll see, there you go. That's a good view, isn't it? So you can see the cupcake bouquet there. All right, got that? Good, give you some ideas. Okay, so there we go. Right, we have covered a lot of stuff here this morning, so let me just give you a quick recap on what's coming up over the next few weeks and bits and pieces so you know exactly where it is. So today, if you want to order anything, please do go ahead. If you see something later on that you'd like to order, you've got till Monday at 10 o'clock for us to combine the postage. So if you place an order and then go back and go, oh, I forgot this, that's also fine. As long as the orders come in between now and Monday at 10 o'clock, then we will combine all the orders together. Okay, so that's quite important. So we started with the beach class this morning. So over onto the cake school itself. This is our next project that's coming out, which is the beach. Actually, I'll show you the other one. I'll show you the other version, the flat version, so you can see that then quite easily. There we go. So you can paint it flat or you can paint it on the round. There we go. So this is the new beach class that's coming out next Saturday. It's available for gold members. It's also available to purchase, and it's also available for the silver members as well. So those are the people paying $12.50 a month or £10 a month to be in the cake school, or you can purchase the class and just keep it forever. So it's entirely up to you. We've also got a blue birthday cake coming out, which actually I've got a second picture of this you can see in just a minute. This is it actually at the party, and I put white lights around it. I just went on Amazon and found some sort of white fairy lights, and when I put them on the cake, they reflected off the blue and they looked blue, and actually I thought that was quite cool. So that is another class that's going to be coming out at the end of June. I've just called this one Blue and Gold Birthday Cake, but I'm sort of suggesting it's quite a good birthday cake for maybe a man who just wants things nice and simple, so not lots of flowers, very classy, that kind of thing. That's what I was thinking. Then we move on from that to the elephant. So we've got the elephant cake class coming. I'll bring that back up. I'm coming back on screen now. There he is. We've got the elephant cake class, and this one comes out on the 8th of July. Again, this is part of gold membership and silver membership, which is £12.50 or £10 a month, or you can purchase the class, and this one comes out at the beginning of July. And then for those of you that are looking at all these cupcakes and thinking, gosh, I'd love to be able to do that, but I don't know where to start, I have got a beginner's cupcake class, which is this one here, which is a planter pot for hydrangea. So this is a planter pot that you can, it's a very basic cupcake bouquet, but it's a really nice one to do because it's very effective. We've got these plant pots on Let's Shop, so if you do want a plant pot, we've got them. And you can hopefully get them back again and reuse them. That's what I'd be saying. But it is a nice kind of almost even a table arrangement, I think, and it's something you can carry no problem at all. No cellophane involved. But there you go. So that's another class that's coming out at the end of July. So that's kind of the next 4 classes that we're expecting. Then we went on to patchwork cutters this week, and we did the poppy and the butterfly. So that was the poppy and the butterfly plaque that I painted this week. This video will be out on YouTube shortly. You will also find it on the Patchwork Cutters Club, the Facebook page for patchwork cutters will have it. You'll be able to go on there. It's a free page to join. If you search for it on Facebook, put in Patchwork Cutters Club and click it, you'll find Marion or myself will let you into the group, and then you'll be able to go and watch some of these videos on the painting things that I've done. And Marion creates all this other stuff. Marion is the owner of Patchwork Cutters. The ice cream bags. Let's not forget the highlight of the morning. The ice cream bags are here. Oh, they're so lovely. It can fit in 2 ice cream cones. There they go, around the back there so you can see them. They're in sets of 3, and I've got 16 sets to sell. Once they're gone, they're gone. So that's it. So if you do want to get an ice cream bag, they are available in 3 colours: green, pink, and where are we? Green, pink, and blue. Something like that. So there you go for that. The mould for tiny decorations, I'm sure Nikki will be frantically searching my site looking for it, bless her. She'll find it for you in a second. She'll put a link up. If you don't find it, Nikki, I will send her a link, so don't worry. What else did we do this morning? The bow maker. So we made lots of lovely little bows this morning using the new bow maker, which is a lovely little wooden contraption, which I've put somewhere amongst everything. Yes, there it is. Which is a nice little wooden kit here. These are brilliant. I love these. I honestly think these are amazing. These are totally amazing because I bought mine, as I say, 25, 30 years ago, and I'm still using it to this day. They make brilliant, brilliant bows, and YouTube is full of videos on how to use these. So even if this pack only includes a very simple way, when you go onto YouTube, you can make double bows, all sorts of things, 2 different colours. It's amazing. So if you do have bows on your cakes, and this has come about because somebody asked me, how do I make my bows? And I just went, well, I'm using a bow maker. I didn't even think there was anything else. Clearly, it's maybe not as well known as it has been. I bought one of these and I went to a craft show. You know, that fatal place where you go and you go, oh, it's going to be, it's going to be fine. And then we haven't got it. Yeah. So, you know, when you go and see a demonstration and then you go, oh, I've got to have that. Well, that happened to me. But honestly, I do not regret ever buying one of these. It was the best thing ever. Someone's just put up something about being out of stock. I will have a look at that in a second and see what's going on. So I can't do anything while I'm live, but I will look afterwards. What else was I doing this morning? Oh, we've done all the dog cookie cutters, haven't we? So we've done all the dog cookie cutters today. I'll show you all 3 as a summary so you can have a little look. I did put up a very nice picture this morning of all of them together, so that you could see them. Don't forget also there is the dog bone, which as you can see from the cupcake bouquet really absolutely comes into its own. There we go. That's them all there. The only one we're missing is the small cavapoo, and that is literally because they're on the cupcake bouquet. Can't have them in 2 places at once, and I had so much to do this morning I did not have time to make an extra one up. So there we go. So that's all the new dog cookie cutters together. Over the next few weeks I'm going to have a go at turning some of them into different types of dogs. So we're going to have a look at Dalmatian, and the Scotty dog was an excellent suggestion. The Labrador also will do. Certainly I think this one will turn into a lab, no problem, and we will endeavour to find a dog biscuit recipe that you can all use. If you wanted to have a go at doing something like that, I will speak to Tracey and get that sorted for you. And again, we will put this information up here on Let's Shop. I do tag people in when it's an important piece of information, like we're going live, or here is something that you've all asked for, just so you know, but I don't tag you in everything. So do please pop back and have a look. And obviously the website has the majority of stuff as well, so you can always go across there and have a little look at what's going on at the same time. There's so much going on. And then the bouquet, there it is. If you didn't see it already, this will be going up onto Tracey's Cakes and also onto Let's Shops, just to give you an idea. I think that, do you know what? It's one of those things. I've taken a picture of it. The picture's great, but visually, there's nothing quite as lovely as looking at something like this and going, wow, that's amazing. It is so nice. I'm going to make a few of these up, actually. I'm going to make up a Westie one, and I'll try and do a different one, maybe a Dalmatian one or something. I was going to do Cruella maybe in the middle, you see. There's another idea for you. You could do little mini Dalmatians going around the outside edge and Cruella in the middle, you see. There's so many things you can do with this. It's just one of these kind of moments where I've gone, here you go, look at this, look what you can do. And and now I'm leaving you to run with it, because I know there's lots of you out there that would have lots of better dog ideas than me anyway. Let's go back to that. There we go. So that's it for this morning. We will be back again at the beginning of July. So the 1st of July we will be back again. I think that's a Saturday, something along those lines, because we've got various commitments with things, with weddings particularly over the next few weeks, but we will be back then. And by then I'm hoping to have developed a load of other things that we can show you in terms of more dogs, potentially cats as well, but we will move on to another subject to give you some other things to think about as well. Don't forget as well, we have got all of our ice cream van, cookie cutters, and the ice cream lollies are now all on Let's Shop as well. So if you go onto the page Let's Shop, you will see everything on there. Nikki has been extremely helpful putting up all the links for you. Thank you, Nikki. I do appreciate your help enormously. So Nikki's been up there putting all the links on. Don't forget, if you're watching this back later on, the video will stay on this page, so you can come back to it any time. So when you do get your cookie cutters, and please don't impatiently expect them to turn up on Tuesday, it's going to be more like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I have to go through Royal Mail as well, which is always my vein of my life. They will then be going through that, and you'll be able to get hold of them then. But refer back to this video for how to do your cookie cutters, or join me on TikTok, and then you will be able to see some of the things on there, the short tutorials, the 1 minute, boom, this is how you do it. Great reminder. That's how she did it. And you will then be able to go ahead. A more lengthy description you will find on this page, because these videos, they stay on here. This one will be pinned to the top of the page until the next live takes place, and then we will pin the next one up, and they will just stay in featured. So you will always be able to find our videos. I know sometimes it's like, when did you do the dog one? And you have to kind of go through them to find them. But as I say, that's why we're trying to balance this a little bit with TikTok, so that you can see some of the shorter Dems. So thank you all very much for tuning in and watching this morning, or maybe later if you're now watching it on catch up. It's lovely to present all these lovely ideas to you. I hope I've inspired you this morning to have a go at doing some different things, maybe whether it's painting, or whether it's having a go at a cupcake bouquet, or maybe making some dog biscuits, or lots of bows for Christmas even. We never mentioned the word Christmas, but we're going to mention the word Christmas. Or making ice cream bags, of course. There won't be any of those left, because I'll be using all of those. Order quickly, because I will be having the majority of those. So do have a lovely day. If you have any questions about anything on Let's Shop, then do please let me know, either via this page or via the website, and go into contact information. Also join the newsletter, which is in the contact information page as well. You will get regular updates when you see that live event come up saying Let's Shop Cake Live is going live. Make sure you press going or interested, and Facebook will remind you, because there's nothing worse than going, oh, I've missed it, oh no. If you get a little notification on Facebook say Tracey's about to go live, you can either then choose to watch it at that point, or you can then watch it later on. But it helps if you've got memory like me. You definitely need these reminders, so hopefully that will be really good for you. So Have a lovely weekend. Go out and enjoy the sunshine. I believe it's going to get a little bit warmer now, so it'll be nice for everybody. And I'm really looking forward to seeing your variations on these dog biscuits. So I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what you're going to come up with, whether it's different types of dogs and all these things. So do please send me your creations, and the lady who's going to do them on fudge as well. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Well, do please feel free to send me a sample of fudge, of course. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care. And the next event will be posted up on here as soon as we've got it all booked in. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you.